Hi everyone, hope you're having a wonderful time over Christmas. Welcome to your day 3 of your 12 days of Pilates at Christmas. I hope everyone's feeling good so far. So today's session we're going to concentrate on our alignment and posture. By setting the body in the right alignment, you will actually feel that it decreases muscle tightness and also possibly decreases pain areas, okay? So today's session, we're going to try and align our bodies, open our shoulders a little bit more from possibly all that desk posture work, and also open up through the hips and hopefully free off the lower back. So posture is a major factor within your wellness journey, and caring about your posture will actually help you energize your body, so it is responsible for a lot of energy, and also it will give you a feeling of inner support and confidence. So we shall start in a seated position, crossing the legs, taking the hands onto the knees. So just come into your body for a moment. You can close your eyes or keep your eyes open. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale out of the mouth. Just spend this time to release any areas that you may feel you're holding any unnecessary tension in. Inhaling through the nose, nice and wide through the rib cage, and exhaling out of the mouth. Now get a sense of where your sit bones are. Do they feel even across the mat? Or is there a sense that maybe you're leaning onto one side a little bit more? Ideally, we want to feel even through each side. So just start to go with a little rock from side to side. Okay, just very small, doesn't have to be too quick. And then find the center of those two extremes. So you're going to imagine there is a string attached to your back. We actually did this in day 1, but we're going to be in a seated position this time, and I'll turn onto the side in a moment. But you're going to round your lower back, stretching through the muscles that run down the spine, and feel as if someone's pulling on that string, which is rounding through your spine. And then you're going to take a deep breath in. You're going to come back onto those sit bones, lengthen through the spine, and just gently pull your knees towards you. Feel your shoulder blades drawing into the center of the spine and open the chest towards the ceiling. Now, we don't want to be using much of our neck here. It's more of the eye line looking up. I always try and look up to the join between the wall and the ceiling. So someone's pulling on that string, tucking under through the tailbone, rounding through the spine. Your shoulders will roll forward slightly and then lift up, gently pulling the knees towards you, feeling the shoulders open or the collarbones open, the shoulder blades draw in towards one another. Let's go with another 3 more of these. I'll turn to the side so you can see a little bit better. And then we inhale, we draw back through the knees, pull the shoulders in, exhale, rounding through the spine. Let's go for 2 more. Big breaths, big freeing breaths. Last one. Good, and then arrive back into your alignment. So center yourself back onto your sit bones and also keep the length through the spine. So we do want to be pushing into the sit bones slightly to feel a bit more length being created through the crown of the head, okay? So you guys are going to go and take your arms out to the side. Reach the arms long and just rotate the shoulders outwards. So turning the palms forwards, feel the shoulder blades draw down your back, and then rotate the shoulders forwards. Don't move your spine as you do this. We keep long through the fingertips, a very soft elbow, and you're trying to actually rotate within the socket of the shoulder. So just feel this kind of internal movement into the shoulder joint. Now again, we did focus on some joints spiraling in yesterday's class, so you guys might know this one, but we're not moving the spine this time until after this last one. So as you rotate the palms to the back of the room, you're going to come into this rounded C curve through the spine. Take the back of the hands together, turn the palms towards one another and open the chest. Okay, so it's a bit of a mixture of both of those exercises. rounding the spine, turning the palms inwards and opening through the chest. How far back can you take your arms? Feel a little stretch there, perhaps through the front of your shoulders. Open on the inhale. Exhale, bring it forward. I actually call this exercise the Tina Turner. And if any of you remember the song, you might know what I mean here. Open. Good. Exhale. And open. Lovely. Last one. And open. Good. And then you're going to come forwards once again, taking the hands together this time, interlace them, raise yourself up into that beautiful postural alignment, so pressing the sit bones into the floor. You're just creating a kind of like a halo at the top of your head with your hands. So start to circle around that imaginary halo. You're not actually moving the shoulders here, so you want to be keeping the distance between the earlobes and the shoulders as you circle all the way around it. And it's mainly the rib cage that is doing the movement here. So if you start to notice that your arms are getting closer towards your head, we're not quite after that. We actually want to create this space within the inner arm circle. Okay? So check in with yourself, and we'll reverse that and go the opposite way. I'll turn to the side so you guys can see a little bit better. Circling around, let's go a little bit wider. Again, we did something similar to this yesterday in our joints spiraling, and it all comes into a postural improvements with these exercises. So bring it back into the centered position. You're going to take your arms down onto the floor and just lengthen your legs. Now, ideally, we want the legs to be hip width apart, okay? And you're trying to create this 90-degree angle, this L shape here at the hips. So if you are finding that that is quite hard to do because of your upper legs, your hip flexors, maybe your hamstrings are a bit tight, or your spine, you're gonna bend your knees, okay? Either way, we want this straightness in the spine because it's about posture, so we wanna be lengthening through our spine, okay? So, whichever leg position you go for, taking your arms out in front, reach your fingertips forward and pull the shoulder blades back. Reach forward and pull back. So the shoulder blades want to kiss in the middle of your back, and then they want to pull away from one another as you reach your fingertips forward. We'll do this one more time. Drawing the shoulder blades into the middle position of those two extremes. Now I want you to imagine that you're actually lengthening from the crown of your head. The length is not coming from your arms. Taking a deep breath in, grow a little taller, press those sit bones into the floor. Nod the chin. You're going to exhale, come up and over. You're rounding through your upper back, keeping your arms parallel to the legs. Deep breath in here, expand through the ribs as you inhale, and then exhale, stack from the sit bones, the lower back, the middle back, shoulders and head. Good, let's go for 4 more of those. Inhale, nod. Exhale, come up and over, rounding at the upper back. So if your legs are straight, be conscious that you're keeping this openness through your hip joints and your hip flexors. Again, inhale, nod. Exhale, reach longer through the back of the neck, through the crown of the head. Feel your core muscles kind of hoovering in as you raise up and lengthen again through the spine. We've got 2 more. Inhale, nod. You could also imagine that you're lifting up and over a large ball. Okay, deep breath in. Exhale, start to raise back up. Maybe imagine you're coming up and over around a large football or bowling ball. One last one. Make this one the best one. Make this one the most lengthened one. Reach towards the bottom of the mat. And then start to raise your spine back up, get the best posture that you can, hoover the thighs in towards your hip sockets and grow nice and tall. So take your hands behind you, just let your body rest, or let your hands rest onto the floor. You're not going to drop through your spine though. Again, we want to be continuously thinking about that newfound length that we have just achieved from that last exercise. Bend your knees, spreading the toes across the floor, keeping the legs hip width apart. So don't have your heels too close to you, okay? You'll get a sense of where you need to be as you get into the exercise, so do move them if you need to. So soften the elbows, but push the hands into the floor so you open your chest and draw the shoulders in towards one another. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, press into your feet and send your pubic bone up towards the ceiling while you send the knees forwards towards the toes. Press the hands into the floor a little bit more here. Inhale. Exhale, lower back down, tucking the tailbone under and uncurling through the spine, placing the sit bones back to the floor. Deep breath in. Exhaling, activate your core muscles, press into the feet, feel the heels gently pull towards you to lift your pelvis up away from the floor, pressing your knees forwards, trying to really open up through the hips. We go with one more. Tucking under, rounding the spine, sending the knees forward, open up the hips. Let's go up a little bit higher, guys. Press up a little bit more through your bottom. Try and get the best table position that you can. And then lower back down, placing the sit bones on the floor and just rounding your spine for a little stretch. Taking yourself up into a seated position again, shoulders pulled down your back. Now round your spine. We're used to doing this now, rounding the spine, but don't hunch forward, okay? You want to be still lengthening through the crown of your head as you lower down towards the mat. Try not to lift the feet off of the floor. Make it slow, make it controlled. Good. Okay, once you're there, rest your head, rest your arms, and just bring your feet a little bit closer towards you. Good, so they're still hip width apart. You're finding your neutral spine position, okay? So that little natural gap underneath your lower back. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to close that gap, round your lower back, pressing the spine towards the floor. Switch your core muscles on. Press into your feet, very similar to that last exercise. We're actually going to raise up and peel one vertebrae at a time away from the floor. Inhale to hold and exhale, now lower down one vertebrae at a time. Really focusing on that rounding of the lower back to bring you back down into a neutral position where you feel your pelvis on the floor. Deep breath in. Exhale, breathe into the abdominals, tuck the tailbone under, rounding the lower back, peeling the spine away from the mat, using your bottom and your legs as much, your hamstrings specifically, as much that is needed to help you lift up here. So once you're lifted, take your arms up and over. So we really want to be experiencing this openness through the chest, this openness through the front of your hips and your thigh bones. Now lower down one vertebrae at a time. Be conscious that your shoulders are softening, your chin is softening, and your chest is softening. And then we come back up when we're ready. So exhaling, tucking under, pressing into the feet, rolling up. Deepening that breath on the inhale. Feel your arms, neck and shoulders relax, and then exhale one vertebrae at a time to slowly lower back down. Let's go for one last one. Try and make sure all of the toes press down into the floor for this last one. So we exhale, we raise up, lifting and opening through the front of the hips a little bit more on this last one. We're going to make sure the rib cage is lower than the pelvis. Inhale and then exhale, begin the journey down towards the mats. Well done. Okay, so you're going to be rolling onto your side now. So just roll onto your side, press yourself up with your hands. Your legs are already in the right sort of position that I want them to be in, which is a zigzag. Okay, so we're going to go into the mermaid. So you're going to take both arms out to the side. Press yourself up. Again, we're opening through the chest, we're lengthening through the spine, trying to create that space between every vertebrae. Take a deep breath in. We're going to raise the arm that's away from the legs and lift up and over towards the feet. Okay, your hips may drop towards the floor if you've got that range of movement in your hips here. And then you're going to raise back up, keeping the length. Find the core and grow tall. We're going to tilt over to the other side. We're still feeling the length here through the spine and tilting over. Relax the shoulders. Deep breath in. We exhale, we reach up and over. This time, inhale here. You're going to open your chest towards the ceiling and then bring it back to center. We lift back up and again lengthen. Find your lovely postural position. Take yourself over to the other side, and we've got one more with the added rotation. Inhale, exhale, tilting over. See whether you can reach a little bit longer through the arm. Get a good side stretch here. Inhale, rotate, press this lower hand to the floor if you need to. And then bring it back to center. And then we raise up and again find that length. And then we turn onto our knees, taking our hands onto our hips. And you're going to be pressing the shins into the floor, keeping this length you have adapted to within the session. And press your shins into the floor. You're going to feel the legs actually switch on as soon as you do that. So it's actually, you're not moving anywhere at the moment. You're just pressing down and you're feeling your thighs switch on. Now, as you exhale, we are actually going to create the movement now. So keep the length through the spine, reach the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, squeeze your bottom, opening up the front of the hips. Inhale, lower down. Can you keep the length through the spine? Exhale, lift up. Inhale, exhale. Open those shoulders out a little bit, so just feel the shoulder blade draw down your back as you rotate the shoulder back and down. Press up. You want to feel that you've got a coat hanger inside your upper back. So that's kind of giving you the effect of opening through the front and trying to get this width across your shoulders. Switching those glute muscles on to do this. Last one. Good. And as you come back up, you're going to nod the chin, peel through the spine, take your hands forward, have a little bit of a stretch here into child's pose, maybe sink your bottom down towards your ankles. Press your hands into the floor as you inhale and just try and press your chest bone towards the floor. You're not looking forward here, you're just actually trying to connect into the muscles of the shoulders. So pull the shoulder blades down, and as you press your palms into the floor, you'll feel the armpits switch on. Inhale, we press up. Exhale, we lower down. One more, inhale, press up. And then gently lower back down on the exhale. Then we raise ourselves up. We rotate over to the other side for our mermaid on the other side. So we lift the arm up and over, lengthening, finding that stretch first. Don't close up on yourself here, open, so it is a side stretch. We're going to lift, taking the arms out to the side, again finding that length. Tilting over to the opposite way and just having a little rest stretch on the other side. So just up the opposing stretch to this one where we're going to go into some more rotation here. So you can use this bottom hand, pressing it into the floor, inhaling, opening up. Does this feel tighter than the other side or a bit freer? We lift, we gain some length through the spine. We're always trying to press up, feeling that internal strength support us. Tilting over and lengthening. Good. So thinking about these things the next time you maybe feel a bit anxious to go anywhere, I always think that maybe feeling your chest open and, you know, getting that good posture will actually help you with your confidence and your energy in the room. And then again, we open, we bring it back, and we lift back up. Good. And then just take the arms back down. So we're going to take the legs around once again, back into all fours. Okay, so we're not staying directly in all fours. We're going to take the hands a little bit further forward and then try and bring our body just into more of a slope. Okay, so from the knees up towards the shoulders, there wants to be this sloping. We don't want to be hinging from the hips, otherwise that stops that kind of slanting position of the body. Okay, so taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, open the shoulders, pull them down. You're just going to very softly bend your elbows, send them back behind you. Inhale. Exhale, lift the chest, press into your hands and open through the spine. So you don't have to go as high as me, and you can take your hands a bit further forward if you need to, if this is quite hard. Lower back down and feel the tummy, the rib cage, the chest lowering down, keeping the head very slightly lifted. So we take a deep breath in as we lift, sending the chest bone forwards. We don't need to look up as we do this. Okay, just keep your eye line somewhere in front of you or down onto the floor. And then lowering back down. Good. So again, inhale. We press up. We exhale to allow the shoulders to release. Pull the shoulder blades in towards the center spine. Get this sort of rotation of the shoulders in the shoulder sockets. And then bring it back down. One more. Inhaling to do the initial lift, exhaling to press up, feeling the shoulder blades pull down, open up across the chest a little bit more, and then we lower back down. Well done. And then you're going to push yourself back up, find the length through the spine, find your core strength, tricep push up back into that slanted position, press your hips back, stretching through the shoulders and the armpits. Sinking down through the hips towards the ankles, tucking the tailbone under, rounding the spine and allowing yourself to stack back up one vertebrae at a time. Well done. And a little shoulder roll backwards so that we can keep this openness through the chest. And I hope you guys enjoyed that session today. Let me know how you did in the comments so I can see who's tried it today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye bye.